President Trump maintains he is one of the hardest working presidents in US history. And this, of course, is while even more of his personal schedules are leaked to the press. Take a look at this tweet here. No president ever worked harder than me cleaning up the mess I inherited. And lucky for us, he keeps going. The fact is, when I took over as president, our country was a mess. Depleted military, endless wars, a potential war with North Korea, VA, high taxes, and too many regulations, border immigration and healthcare problems, and much more. I had no choice but to work very long hours. My frustration here, honestly, is just that you don't need the and the comma. I don't know. It's just there's too much.
But the whole. That's an imbecilic tweet.
Right.
I mean, it's just
so many like fact errors just in that tweet.
And just in the structure of it and the way he's talking. I mean, again, it's like a guy on a Tinder date with a girl he's trying to impress, and she's like, I mean, it's and she's realized she's made a horrible mistake. I worked very long hours, very hard hours. There was going to be a war with this other company, and I stopped it. And
I like this analogy. All right. What we were talking about here, the latest leaked schedules, they show Trump spent nearly 50% of his time just last week. We're just talking about last week in executive time. We're talking specifically last Monday through Thursday. Trump is reported to be watching television, reading newspapers, and making phone calls to aides, lawmakers, friends, advisors, and administration officials during those allotted hours. Now, the White House has opened an internal search to find the schedule leaker. We have a little video for you of the update on that.
How close are you to finding the person or persons who leaked the president's private schedule? And if you do, what are you going to do to him or her?
Here's why this is important to me as the acting chief of staff. The stuff in the memos was not that confidential. About 400 people get that. There's much more private schedules that I see, for example, as the chief of staff. So it's not the content. It's the fact that someone within the White House spent 3 months collecting this information, which is really hard to do. And it also sheds light on the fact that many people who work for us weren't hired for us.
And how close are you to finding who did it?
I'm hoping to have a resolution on that this week.
So you're really close?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I also want to take you back to, a lot of this is over the executive time and what that is. And of course we do know, the president's schedules, what we're seeing, it doesn't give us a complete, accurate 100% picture of the president's time. And the president himself wants you to know that he has a breakdown of that executive time that he spends at least half of the time in. He says, when the term executive time is used, I am generally working, not relaxing. In fact, I probably work more hours than almost any past president.
Oh my God.
Yeah, what do you all think?
I mean, no, he doesn't. It's obvious.
Right.
He's a simple, foolish man, right? And he's never read a book. He doesn't read newspapers.
He starts his day at 11 a.m.
He watches Fox News.
Right. And then he regurgitates what he's heard on Fox News as U.S. policy. He's weak in every way. And what is not executive time is time on the golf course. I mean, the guy spent more golf time, I think, and the numbers on that are overwhelming. Like, you just can't believe it. Like half of his administration he spent on the golf course. So, or at Mar-a-Lago and other Trump properties. No, he, as usual, is tweeting out sort of in opposite, right? He's lazy. He's a lazy fool, as Ben says, and you're seeing a lazy fool tweet out how hard he's working. When the truth is, we know he's wandering around the White House bedrooms in his bathrobe, watching Fox News in the morning.
And this just, again, it's just we were so used to these lies and the mendacious nature of his character that he just keeps repeating. The state of the country, I had to work, no choice but to work very long hours because of the state of the country when he took office. Things were actually pretty good. I mean, we had a lot of problems, and with the big issues of, a lack of regulation on Wall Street and economic inequality. Those were really big issues. But we were nearly in a depression, right? And the prior administration, the thing they deserved the most credit for, they pulled us out of that depression. And as far as the economy, it was starting to hum along and had been for about a year and a half or 2 years. And then he's just made this up that we weren't near war with North Korea. We were in precisely the same place we've been with North Korea for the last 25 years, without a single change.
Ignoring.
Right, and whether that's good or bad is up to you to decide. But
not antagonizing.
Right, but it was not. We were not near war with them.
Right.
And the thing that he also criticizes the previous president for, is the thing that I think Barack Obama deserves credit for, which is not getting involved in Syria.
Right.
He made a mistake in suggesting there was a red line, and then when that red line got crossed, he didn't do anything about it, but that was better than doing something about it. The mistake was setting the red line.
I almost feel awkward going through his tweets because he enumerates all these different things, and I think somehow it legitimizes things because he's just kind of slamming them up against the tweet wall to see what sticks. So when he talks about the military that was falling into disrepair or whatever, it's just wrong. What the last administration had done was to try to change the face of the military, make it more nimble. We're still backing these sort of World War II weapon systems that are.
And by the way, the first person to do that, who made that change, was Don Rumsfeld.
Right.
I mean, that was just a continuation of a Don Rumsfeld policy to make a sort of leaner, meaner military. And then, I hate it when phrases get into the lexicon, and then we all act like they've been there forever. Dennis Eckersley, the great relief pitcher for the Oakland A's and later the Cardinals, and been a starter before that, but I don't have to tell you that, Brooke.
Of course,
but he invented a word, the walk-off piece, and that was when you threw a pitch in the bottom of the ninth inning, and the home team hit a home run, and so you, the losers, walked off in shame. Like they're running around the bases celebrating, and you hang your head and walk off. Yeah. That's a walk-off piece. And then all of a sudden, like 10 years later, it showed up as if everyone had always been saying it, and they reversed it, and they were like, "Hey, walk off home run!" Like the home team's walking, and now executive time. No one's ever said executive time ever or referred to it ever, and now all of a sudden we've all decided, it was executive time, right?
And you said something, Mark, that was, we're breaking down all the lies essentially, like in that tweet, and it takes away from the fact that, the president of the United States starts work at noon. Essentially,
the lunacy of his tweets is something that we on the left said, and there's punditry across the board sits there, and what the right does is they try to explain it and justify it. Well, what we try to do is poke holes in it and show how absurd it is, and it's kind of absurd on its face, but it obscures what is the greater point, which is that he's just a manifestly incompetent guy.
The TYT Plus app is now available on iOS and Android. Download to get more TYT content at tyt.com/app.